When I was at Holy Rosary Primary in Woodlands, we never had a view like this, and we certainly didn't have our own vegetable gardens. I'm at the Beehive Montessori school in Mosman Park, and they've got all sorts of horticultural endeavours on the go. Rhonda, could you tell us a little bit about the Montessori education philosophy?
Sure. It fundamentally differs from mainstream education in as much as mainstream education is largely driven by content and learning units of work that will meet curriculum standards and testing children and standardising them. In a Montessori school, a child creates themselves. So our system of education is based on their developmental needs and how they change throughout time. So you'll see our 3 to 6 year old environment very, very different from a 9 to 12 year old environment. That's what makes our adolescent program so special.
Rhonda, how do these gorgeous farm activities tie in with the school?
Well, in this developmental stage between 12 and 15 years of age, the students are more vulnerable physically. They've got a lot of hormonal development happening. And in fact, they're pruning any neural pathways they haven't used before. And so sitting at a desk in a conventional school for 6 hours a day is not what they need to do. So this system's based for they can get out and do some physical work. They learn all their sciences through what's called occupations, so whether it be pond management, organic farming, animal husbandry, bees, hydroponics, whatever. They'll learn their physics, chemistry, zoology, mathematics through those areas. So we try to elevate their self-esteem through real work, so they feel valour in what they do. They feel like they contribute to a community, they grow food, they make sure that everything else is in harmony, and they do their duties for each other. So it's in terms of giving that pride back to the adolescents again.
Brendan, as one of the supervising teachers here, I guess you would have had to have put a lot of work into the construction of this initially?
Yeah, very much. The students came and it was essentially a blank canvas, and then we set up some plans and started working. We've planned and worked together as a team to promote ownership for the kids and make it real work for the students and for them to really learn things.
Jack, the school has its own beehives. What part do the students play in the care of the bees?
So the students essentially look after the bees 100%. The students will go up to the hives and collect honey. So essentially what the hives are made of large boxes called supers. There are 3 supers which are generally full of these frames. So essentially what they'll do is they'll use a smoke on the bees to sedate them throughout the process. Then they'll remove these frames from the hive, and then they essentially what they do is just scrape the caps off and then use an extractor to remove the honey.
After sieving, the honey is bottled and becomes one of the many bee-related products the school sells. I got interested in gardening when my grandfather gave me a grapevine cutting when I was 6 years old. It grew and I've still got it. It confirms a thought that I've always had. An early experience in the real world is a precious and lasting one.